Good evening, everybody. My name's Pablo Villegas. I grew up not but 150 yards from here, right on 41st Street, just across the street from Central Elementary. So I know how these streets are, and I know how tough this can be. My mother raised us on a teacher's aide salary, and my father, well, he struggled every day to keep a job on a sixth grade education. See, he had to leave school in the sixth grade to go work for his family, which he had 15 siblings. So, we were familiar with tough, familiar with government aid and food stamps. My mom sometimes would feed us with just a one piece of steak and a can of beans. I mean, 4 boys. We ain't no little boys. We ate good. We tried to eat good. So she did her best. So their struggles became my fire. And one thing they always taught me was, never give up, or always get up, I should say, when you get knocked down. So no matter what challenges life may bring or how tough life is going to be, when you get knocked down, get up. My message is going to be clear today. It's never give up and do work. Quick story. 5 years ago, my dad passed away from diabetes, and really opened my eyes, really got me thinking and wanted me to take care of myself and just, be a healthier me, because I got a 4-year-old boy, gonna be 5, and and I want to be around for him. So I get on this kick, I get on this health kick, and I start taking these CrossFit classes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with CrossFit, but man, it's like every workout in one. So it really kicks your butt. But so they introduced me to this race. It's called the Spartan race. It's a 8.5-mile race with 15 obstacles. I ran 5Ks before, and I ran 10Ks. So I thought I was in pretty good shape, and I thought I could do this. And also I've been taking these CrossFit classes, so man, they've been pushing me, and I'm ready to go. And so this course, again, I can do this. It's 8.5 miles, 15 obstacles, designed by a retired Navy SEAL. So it's tough. So, we're with our group and we take off. It's our moment to go, and that gun shoots, and man, I'm running with my pack and we're good. And a few of my friends, I pass them up, they pass me up. Before you know it, we're all scattered, we're everywhere. We're all running at our own pace. First mile comes, and then we have to crawl. You have to crawl about 100 yards in the mud. Then the next one, you had to run in the mud after mile 2. Then after mile 3, you got all this mud all over you, and now you got to grab these monkey bars, and you got to go about, I think it was 20 yards on the monkey bars, and then climb a rope that's 2 stories high. You got to flip this tire, this tractor tire that was about 150, 200 pounds. Ridiculous. All that was before even the 4th mile. So I'm beat, and I'm ready to call it quits. They have these little exits out, so that for emergency and medical reasons, when you want to stop these races, you can take the easy way out. And I'm ready to do that. I'm beat. I don't even know where the rest of my group's at, and I'm tired. I'm sweating, and I got no energy left. And then before I know it, there's this guy. He's running right behind me. He's coming. I can hear him breathing. And I look over, and it's about probably 60, 65. Maybe even touching 70, but he's jogging, barely sweating. And to top it all off, he's got this vest on. This vest, there's a weighted vest. They weigh about 75, 65 pounds. So he's wearing this, and he's just running right by me. He's trucking. He looks over at me, and he goes, "We're almost there." And I'm like, "Almost? Come on, you got to be kidding me, almost there. We're 4 miles in, and they're kicking my butt with all these obstacles, and I'm done." But I see, man, this guy, he's trucking. And the first thing I think to myself, I'm like, man, if this guy can do it, I can do it. I've worked hard all year long, and I heard about this race, and I tried, I trained for it. But man, I wasn't ready for this. So I stayed with him, and he was my pace setter. So he was going, and before you know it, I'm struggling to keep up with this man, but I'm doing everything I can. And I put my nose to the grind, and I started telling myself exactly what he told me. I'm almost there. Before you know it, we're at mile 5, mile 6. And we're almost there. And then I'm like, we could do this. And as I'm going, the terrain just gets tougher, and it's getting higher and higher. And we're start running up these mountains. We start climbing these mountains. And this is ridiculous. And at the top of the mountain, they got another obstacle you got to do before you want to go down. So I make it to the top, and we do that obstacle. I don't remember exactly what it was, but man, I remember looking down, and you can see the finish line. It's like about another mile and a half down. But I'm like, yes, it's there. We were almost there. So I kept going, and I kept trucking. And let me tell you, at this finish line, they got it's about 10 yards wide and about 3 feet in depth and about 2 feet high. They got these logs all lined up, big old fire starter logs. And they're all lit on fire, man. You can see the flames. They're up about, like I said, about 2.5 feet. I made it this far, and I'm like, I got to jump over that fire just to get it done. 8.5 miles later, and the last obstacle is to jump over that fire. So through God's will and my hard work and strength, I put everything I can into jumping over that fire. You cross the finish line, you get your medal, you get your water, they give you a banana, man. That was by far the toughest thing I've ever done mentally and physically. And just knowing that I made it this far, that all the work I put into it, and I completed that race, it was the best feeling I ever had. So what I'm trying to tell you today is, it's hard. It's going to take hard work, and you'll get there. See, hard work is going to equal success, and hard work, it may not always get you on top, but what you put into it at the end, the best feeling in the world. Nothing feels better than that when you know you gave everything you got to get where you wanted to get. See, and hard work's going to get you anywhere, but laziness is going to get you nowhere. So if you're happy on where you're at, don't do nothing. Stay there. Go home, play your Xbox, play your PlayStation. Kill your time. But let me tell you something, though. The hardest thing you're ever going to do is when you do work, when you do hard work, when nobody's watching. You got teachers, you got mentors, you got counselors that, they map this all out for you. This is what you got to do. But ultimately and collectively, if you don't do that when nobody's watching, you're going to get nowhere. And again, like I said, if you're happy where you're at, stay where you're at. Do nothing. But you guys showed up here today and you sat down, and I commend you for that. That's awesome. You're taking the first steps. Don't be afraid to do that. To take those steps. And then also to make those sacrifices that you got to do to get this hard work done. Because it's going to take sacrifices. It's going to take, giving up that phone. It's going to take, off the Xbox. Get off the computer. If you're not working on it, you don't need to be on it. There's 24 hours in a day, and it's what you do with those 24 hours that's going to make it count. It's going to get you where you need to get. So something I remember that was left in me, and one of my favorite motivational speakers is Eric Thomas, and it's one thing he mentioned that sticks with me very well. It goes something like this: like, sacrifices to be able at any moment to give up who you are for who you strive to be. Don't be afraid to make those sacrifices to get where you need to get, because you will get there. Hard work does equal success. Don't stop. Don't be afraid to do work. Thank you.